Yo, what's good? We're live again. Welcome to Speed Lab. I'm Chase Wheeler. Used to run fast. Um, did cool stuff in track. Now I help other people run fast, do cool stuff in terms of speed in general. So today we have somewhat of a, I guess, easy day, you call it, right? We're working on just consistency here. These live streams actually take a fair amount of planning. I know it looks like I just hop on and chill, but they take a fair amount of planning. I am trying to make them better, more consistent, and plan them all well together. So, in the effort of making them consistent, I'm here today. But that also means that some days we will only have film review, which I guess is the whole pitch of the channel. Um, okay, so just quickly, we have a new video out on the channel. This is like just a
Oh,
live coaching video.
what she said in the video yesterday was that.
So I thought it would be cool to provide some behind the scenes, maybe some in-depth coaching, things like that. So go check that out. I will do a live stream, what like react kind of tomorrow for this video or Friday. I'm actually going to cut this down into like a bite-sized block start video for everyone. And so that is what I mean by planning. I'm planning that out so that it can be done well. We'll have that out tomorrow. Excuse me, tomorrow or Friday. But for today, we've got the normal Speed Lab stuff here. Again, if you want to go watch the video, you can come join the Speed Lab in the link below. And can you guys see what I see? Actually, yes. And you can click here to watch the newest video that we put out. You can click up here to see some film review. Oh, we got our classroom here with some good stuff in it. Nice classes that you can join, learn how to be faster, talk to members. Very cool stuff in here. So I went ahead and grabbed some of these videos from the Speed Lab. And again, that's what we are going to review today. So where shall we start? We'll go ahead and I guess start with Carlos briefly. Brian, we will get to you. Brian, how's it going if you're here? Let's start with Brian actually. So here we have Brian. Brian and I discussed this hammy rehab video briefly. Let me pull it up in a better way, actually. There we go. How do I know which one it is? No. Oh, here we go. There we are. Okay. Okay. What's good, everybody? How's it going? Pietro Games. We got your man there. Hello. Okay, so this is Brian's rehab protocol, strained hammy. 1 second. Where is the volume on this? Okay, we'll just scrub it because I don't want to get demonetized. So no volume. So Brian's on the grass doing strides. Okay, so these are probably what, 60%, 70% for Brian as he's recovering from injury. You're not seeing what I'm seeing. That's a problem. One second. I'm going to restart the casting thing that I have. I need a new one. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay. Got that right. Okay. That you can see. Right. Okay, can you see this? I know it's a little fuzzy there. Okay. So we've got Brian here. We discussed one of our major issues on our previous Zoom call. Is I know it's a little grainy, but let's see what we can work with. So look at Brian's foot as it comes through his okay. All right, so Brian's foot is essentially going to come straight through this way and cut his it looks like it would slice his calf off. You see how it came through that line there? And so what Brian and I discussed was that that foot actually has to come through and cut the knee off, not the calf. Okay. And so he's just kind of dragging his feet through. We'll look at it again. Can you see that? Look at the foot here. And look at this angle. Come on. Okay. Boom. Look at his angle here. Doesn't want to draw now. Yikes. Okay, we'll keep going. Okay, so Brian's dragging that foot through instead of stepping over. Can you just let me draw on here, please? Oh, there we go. Not letting me do. Oh, it's too small. I see. Okay, that's Brian's angle. Boom. See that? And what I'm asking Brian to do is have his foot come through this way. I'll do it in a different color. Okay, the foot needs to be where the green line is, but it swings through where the red line is. Okay, often called the figure 4, if you've heard of that before. And I know these are just practice runs, right? We're recovering from an injury, but we want to still practice those good habits. Right. So very obvious there as we look at these. That one was actually one of the more decent ones. Look at how his foot comes up there. It's still very low. Okay, so I don't want to belabor on the point. That's kind of what Brian and I discussed on one of our calls. And so he uploaded this today. Let's give it a look, ski. So here he is doing wickets. Nice. This looks better. Hard to tell because it's not from the side, just straight on. So the next time you do this, Brian, go ahead and film these from the side so that I can see. But nice step down, and it looks very much as though that knee is now cutting off. Excuse me, that foot is now cutting off the knee, whereas before you were cutting off the calf. So actually, this might be a better angle, but no matter which angle you decide, they just have to be the same when I review them. Very nice. Good step down. Nice arms. I wish I could figure out how to turn the sound off of this thing. Oh, you don't have sound on this one. Very nice. Good. This is great for your form, and I'm sure it's going to be great for your recovery from your hamstring injury too. Okay, so here we have Brian again, just doing some drills. Only so much you could do. One of the other things Brian and I discussed is that for these drills, he's getting a little comfortable with letting his foot hit, trying to make the like this is too big of a hop, I would say, right? Not just because I don't want you like hopping and stuff like that. It's just look at where you hit, right? In front of your center of mass there. So if we were doing jump training, I wouldn't be as picky because that's kind of a nice jump foot there. But for sprinting, you want it to be relatively directly below your hips. So we discussed that. Nice posture, high knee drill there. Striking better under your hips for this one. So just make sure you do that for your B skips as well. And this was before our discussion about bringing that foot up higher, but you seem to be doing that pretty well here, actually. Then some nice jump rope, which is awesome. Okay, that's Brian. Who else we got here? I think this is a new. Let's see here, Carlos. So Carlos put this inside of our school page and wanted me to review this, so I will do that for you now, Carlos. Let's actually see. I think I already gave Carlos a little bit of basically said so this video is going to be of Carlos. Let me make sure that you're seeing what I'm seeing. Yep, we're good to go. Carlos runs 11,500. So let's see what we can potentially help Carlos with here. All right. So we got Carlos here doing some dry phase work. Looks like. So no blocks for Carlos. But that's a nice nice arms. Nice arm action there from Carlos. Nice and big. Great foot placement. That foot is this foot is driving back. I guess that's not back. Driving back down rather than waiting for the ground so that it hits underneath in front of him. See how his foot drives back. Nice exchange. Still keeping his arms. Boom. Nice upright. See, this is an example, Brian. Right, look at this angle of his. Right, that's the figure 4. For Brian, you were a bit more at this angle. And so that's the changes that Brian is going to make, working on. So that actually looks really good, Carlos. I would have to, I would have to ask what else you're doing in your programming, like, because your technique appears good enough to be faster than 11.5, and you seem as though you are capable of running faster than 11.5. Although I know it's just one clip, but yeah, I would have to know what your top end speed looks like. I would have to know what your programming is, because there was not much critique there. Like, that was keep doing your starts like that, and you'll have a nice start at the very least. And then last but not least, we have David, one of our Speed Lab faithfuls. So I believe this is David in the outside. That's David. That's who we'll be watching for. Okay. Let's see how this goes, David. I can't. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's assess these blocks here. They all are troublesome. Okay. I guess briefly, look at how squished this guy is. Okay. Especially in comparison to like this guy. Oh, we can do colors. So red is problematic. Yellow is a bit better there. Blue is problematic. Look at that knee. Look at like this knee is like up in his chest somehow. So we still have yellow with the winning block position at the moment. Then we have this lane here, white, not bad. Nice hip height, maybe better than yellow, but look at the roundedness of the back there. And then we have David in what color did I not use? Green. And then there's David. Not horrible, but very crunched. Little too smushed. Okay. So there's the block start analysis. Gets a decent reaction. A nice push. Very good push. Nice arm movement off the block pedals. Good drive back. So you're getting into your cycles a little bit early here. You still want some low heel recovery there, David. Look at this. I'm looking at this foot. Now, if we move through, right, you're already cycled with that foot up to the butt instead of low heel recovery, and that's only your second step. So like by comparison, let's okay, we'll look at you. This is your angle because that's your shin angle. Okay. And then the guy behind you. Now let's go forward here. Okay. So your new shin angle is coming down like that. And the guy next to you shin angle is still somewhat like that. And so that's the difference between the drive phase and that looping step actually brings up a short next step, it looks like. Okay. Good, but you have a nice gap here, David. Look, like that's nice. That's breaking stagger on the person behind you. The person inside has broken stagger, so this person in that lane is not looking so good at the moment. So I think I've noted this before for you, David. You have nice upright strides. So one thing we discussed, or I think I mentioned it to you in school, is look at the angle of your shoulders as you come off the turn, right? They're kind of facing, your shoulders are almost straight. But you could see with the angle, you could see that your hips are actually rotating in this way, right? Your shoulders should similarly be rotated that way, but the way that we achieve that is not by like actively rotating our shoulders. It's by the right hand. So so this right arm is actually swinging very linearly, which is how you would want to do on the straight. But for the turn, you're going to want that to come to the midsection a bit more. You do it a little bit towards the end of this turn to get around that turn. Actually, right, that's a little bit midsection. But then if we back it up here, when you're actually on the turn, look, that arm is over here. Oh. And what I'm saying is bring it across there. But essentially the whole turn is going to help you rotate better and help the turn feel a bit more natural for you. Okay, so we have David coming off. Now, when you come off the turn, you should re-accelerate. So let's see if that is indeed, if there's any acceleration. Not sure I saw any re-acceleration there. So what we want to do is let the turn do some work for us. So right about here is where I'm going to actually take some deep breaths, gather myself, take a deep breath in, and then as I hit this straight, I'm going to exhale out and really push to go get the guy who's in first at the moment. And then right about here, as you continue to stay long, you're actually going to place some emphasis on turnover. You want your turnover to be quick as you get further down the race. And you're still long and you have decent turnover. So I would say just some more speed endurance and probably actually some more pure speed training for you will be good. All right. So that's what we have today. Again, in the effort of staying consistent, just trying to get something out, even if it's not the best at the moment. But tomorrow we will have a much better stream as I'm planning some stuff. So I'm going to leave to continue working on the stream for tomorrow. So thanks for being here. See you next time.